So I was strolling on TikTok and I came across this video right here, and it led me down a rabbit hole. There's a lot of women on the internet talking about domestic, you know what, in lesbian relationships. It's very, very common. So let's go ahead on and get into it, man. This is gonna be a good one.
Lesbians, we got to talk about the thing we don't want to talk about, which is DV. And I want to talk about this because of the ultimatum, and my girl actually did a project in school recently researching this, and lesbians have one of the highest reported DV rates. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's happening between lesbians, because a person can identify as a lesbian and have had something happen to them at one point in time and still would count, but it is way higher in our population when you talk about it. And I think some of it is because, number one, it's two women, so people think that it's equal or it's okay, and I think women tolerate certain things from other women because they're women. Okay. And then secondly, I don't think that people have a very good understanding of what DV is. I think they think that it's always physical, and I think, you know, with two girls, if it gets physical, it's seen as an equal fight, and that's not true, because the point of DV isn't like a physical harming of the person. The point of all forms of DV is control. So control leads to psychological and emotional damage, even more so than physical damage. So DV can look like someone not liking any of the friends that you hang out with and isolating you from everybody.
Really?
And making you question your own ability to choose friends. And make you, and it might sound something like you're too good for them. Like, the person may manipulate you into this, but the end result is you being isolated from everybody around you. Financial control is another form. Somebody not, you know, giving you access to your own money, or if you guys are sharing money, controlling the money that goes out. For example, even though me and my girl share money, she has her own budget. She can do whatever she wants. She doesn't have to ask me what she's going to spend things on. We just have a reasonable budget. Now, somebody telling you, here's your budget, but don't do this or don't do that, and it may not be so explicit as don't do it. They may just bad talk something so much, or say, like, kind of complain about where you spend your money and how you spend it, but it's still controlling you, because now you're second guessing yourself.
Is it
now
controlling?
You're thinking that you're irresponsible and immature and don't know how to use your own money. Sound familiar? It also sounds like name calling. Yes, name calling is abusive, because the purpose of name calling is to make somebody feel worse about themselves, right? The whole point of DV is control. So if you can control someone's own self-worth, their self-image, their confidence, their ability to believe in their own thoughts, their ability to actually believe their own sense of reality, what's happening, you can control them. So a lot of DV starts out as just manipulation of reality, making you question yourself, what love means, what you deserve, who you should be around, how you should move, what time you should, what food you put in your body, the clothes you should wear, how you should talk, how you should show your emotions. All that is a form of control, and those are some early sign red flags that you can spot before any physical anything ever occurs, because people that are physical are going to also do those other things, but they're not going to jump out the gate with it, right? Like, no one would be in a relationship, in an abusive relationship, if the person just started out being physically abusive. Like, no.
So in other words, they gotta baby you into it. They gotta crawl before they walk, before they knock your head in between that wash and dry. That's what she's trying to say. But a lot of times, a lot of women like to say things are controlling, but I'm gonna speak from like personal experiences that I've heard about and things of that nature. Controlling the money. Every time the husband, or in this case, the wife or the husband, whatever they want to play, comes home and there's a new Amazon package on the front porch when y'all supposed to be budgeting. You want to eat out. You want to spend money on this. You're always shopping. Like, okay, cool. Can you chill out? I thought we discussed that we was going to stick to this budget, but then you don't. Then they run to the internet and be like, yeah, he's controlling, or she's controlling in this case. And then later on down the line, that shit turns physical. I can see that happening a lot, man, because a lot of y'all like to get on the internet and start to play the victim and shit.
I didn't know that domestic violence in lesbian relationships was that bad until I literally walked in on my friend getting beat up by a stud, and I had to give that bitch work. I'm sorry. And studs usually cannot fight. I'm sorry. They
crazy as hell.
They usually can't. I'm 5'10". She was about 5'2", 140 pounds. I RKO'd her. If you don't know what that is, look it up.
That's a
I
wrestling
didn't know
move.
that domestic violence in lesbian relationships was that bad until I literally walked in on my friend.
Hey, but you know what's interesting though? She said studs usually can't fight. I don't know where she from, but in New Orleans, you don't want to fight no stud as a regular woman. Hell no, you really don't. These women who identify as men, they fight like men. Yeah, some of them even got a little boxing training, dog. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. There's a page called New Orleans Videos, dog. Ample examples on there about studs beating up other women. I'm talking about they fight like men. So yeah, I don't. Maybe in her part of the United States they don't fight. Come to New Orleans and play with a stud if you want to. She gonna dog walk your ass, man.
I am Captain Moose Knuckles, also known as Bree's only black ex, and our relationship ended with me looking like this.
Damn.
I met Bree May of 2023, and we moved incredibly fast. After 3 weeks of knowing each other, we started a relationship, and the abuse started right away. She started off by yelling at me, calling me names, and eventually she started throwing things at me.
Captain Moose Knuckles.
During a pretty bad argument, during the early days of our relationship, she told me she didn't know whether to me or herself. September 4th, 2023 was the first time she ever put her hands on me, and it was an all-day ordeal. It involved her hitting me, holding me down on the bed, ripping my shirt, blocking doors so I couldn't leave rooms, threatening to kill herself when I tried to leave the apartment, and a lot of yelling.
Yeah, you got to be one crazy motherfucker. You say, man, you leave me, I'm gonna kill myself. Lord, you is toxic, bro. You toxic.
At the end of that day, she asked me to have sex with her.
Freaky frog.
I said yes. I got up, I took a shower, I washed the blood off of me, and I cried in the shower. And afterward, I had sex with her because I didn't feel like I could say no.
Damn, that's
Our
tough.
relationship lasted 3 months, but after breaking up, we attempted to be friends, and so we were in each other's lives for about a year. And throughout that year, the abuse continued, and she put her hands on me multiple times during that year.
Why would you want to remain friends with the lady who just dog walked you, knocked your head in between the dry and the washer? Like, why would you want to maintain any type of relationship with this person, bro? Stockholm syndrome is real, bro. Straight up, it really is. I'm reading the comments over here though, dog. Somebody said, I went to college with the girl that beat her up, and I must say the allegations were all around the campus. I'm so sorry this happened to you. This lady has a history of doing this.
One time during our friendship, after we had broken up, I had left my dog with her. I had gone out with friends, and about a week before this incident, I had told one of our common friends about the abuse, and this common friend had decided to block Bree. While I was out with friends, Bree just, I guess, found out about this friend blocking them and basically ending their friendship, and Bree started blowing up my phone. I did not know why she was calling me, but she did have periods of time where she would just blow up my phone when she was angry or upset with me, basically demanding that I talk to her. When I answered the phone, she let me know that she had taken my dog outside and left him outside in the middle of the city with a bunch of traffic, and that I needed to go find him. She told me to go find him. Go find him.
Oh, that's an evil heifer.
I started bawling because, you're leaving my dog for dead in the middle of the city.
That's crazy.
And I was about 15 minutes away, a 15-minute Uber ride away from home. And I had a panic attack in the Uber. And it was horrible because I legitimately thought my dog was gone.
Let's play a game. Guess the race of the stud. I'm gonna go ahead on and say black. A white stud would have never left no damn dog out in the public in the streets to get hit by a car. Never would have happened. So I know this is a black woman right here.
When I arrived at the apartment, thankfully she hadn't left my dog outside, but she refused to give me my dog unless we talked. She shoved me, wouldn't let me in her apartment to get my dog, and refused to give me my dog, and continued to threaten his life if I did not talk to her. This brings up her animal abuse. Bree has a dog named Noah, and when we began our relationship,
don't piss me off. Don't say
that's
nothing crazy.
when I guess the mask fell, and I realized that she physically abused Noah. She would beat Noah. She would bite Noah.
She bit the damn dog.
I witnessed her throw Noah up against a wall multiple times. I basically had to beg her to stop abusing her dog. And thankfully it lessened, but it didn't fully stop. Instead, she would do these things when I wasn't around and then tell me later.
You know how crazy you gotta be to bite a dog? You know what's crazy though, dog? She must not have been fighting back. There's no way she was fighting back. I don't give a damn how good of a fighter the stud is. If she know you gonna throw them bitches back, she gonna be reluctant to want to throw a fight. That's one thing I know about bullies, man, and people that just be wanting to fight everybody. They don't want to fight the person that's gonna really give them a fight. So you have to give them a fight. Straight up, man. She gotta know you gonna bite her, you gonna eye gouge her, you gonna try to hit her in her kneecap in the front to make it go in. And she gotta know you gonna claw you going out with a fight. She gotta know this, dog. There's no way you gonna put your hands on me and think I'm not finna swing back. There's no way possible, bro. But the thing is this, a lot of females, when they get together, bro, y'all got them slick tongues, man, because, bro, like, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. If it wasn't frowned upon for men to put their hands on women, a lot of y'all women will be getting hit right now because a lot of y'all say some mean and nasty and hurtful things to men. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all will be like, go dig your dead brother up. Tell that to a lesbian that you're in a relationship with. You probably gonna get beat up because y'all are both women. But a big, strong man, he can't put his hands on you because when the police come, you automatically are gonna be assumed the victim and he's gonna be the aggressor. He going to jail. A lot of y'all say things to men that I can't get away with saying to another grown ass man without getting my jaw broken. I'm just calling a spade a spade.
For the gay girls wondering if their partner hitting them is normal, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
And the amount of domestic violence that I'm seeing in lesbian and queer relationships with women is astounding, especially violence put onto the more masculine partner, and the more masculine partner being expected to not hit back and just take abuse is crazy. Every masculine person that I've talked to that has experienced DV from their partner is like, yeah, but I can't hit her back because she's a girl.
You a girl.
So are you. I don't know what's going on with the femmes. I don't know what's going on with you abusive weirdos. But you're weird. You're an odd individual. It is not normal to be hitting your partner. And I feel so bad because masks are put in a place of you're over masculinizing them as if they're supposed to be this big bad wolf that you just hit on. Are they not your partner? Are they not your girlfriend? Are they not your, what is wrong with you? It's an epidemic at this point. It's not normal to be hit by your partner. It's not normal for your partner to be beating on you. It's not normal for your partner to slap you across the face. It's not normal for your partner to punch you. It's not normal. Please. And I'm obviously not mad at the mask for getting hit and not hitting back. It's just so frustrating to see how normalized domestic abuse is because it's women, because we're so special because we're women or we're queer or whatever. We can hit you now. Are you crazy? Because I'm wearing boy clothes, you can hit me now? Are you crazy? Let one of y'all.
Hey, that's actually crazy work right there, dude. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but here's the thing, though. The least domestic violent couples are gay men. a man and a man together, they not putting their hands on one another, bro. It's like female on female. That's the peak violence. Female, male. And I promise you, there's probably no arrest data. There's nothing real tangible that I can put out there to y'all to stress the fact that I really wholeheartedly believe that, let's just say, if there are 100 boy-girl couples, most of the domestic violence that's going around in that equation are men getting hit by the females. And the one that gets highlighted is when the man does hit the female, she calls the police, and that gets recorded, that gets down in the crime statistics. But man, most dudes, when they get socked in they shit, and I done seen some of y'all get socked in y'all shit for real, in real life, never made a police report, never called the police. I done seen women try to run dudes over with cars, vehicular attempted murder. I done seen all this, and nobody ever calls the police. No men ever call the police, bro. That's why it looks like men hit women more than women hit men. But if we being real, y'all the violent ones, man. Ladies, y'all don't know how to control y'all emotions. I don't see how that's so hard to understand. I'm sorry. But women, man, if she violent and she don't know how to regulate her emotions, partner, you getting socked in your shit. I'm telling you right now what I know, bro.
Hey guys, it's us, your favorite lesbians. Probably not. Trigger warning. Okay, so listen. Today we went to the store and I bought a mango. Why is this mango important? I'll tell you. I was in a relationship, allegedly, with this chick named Ahota, and Ahota loved mangoes. We were together, but we were poor, and mangoes were a treat because as fruit goes, they're kind of expensive. And so she was the only one allowed to buy and or consume mangoes. She would buy them, and sometimes they weren't ripe, so she would put them in a brown paper bag that would ripen them, and God forbid she forgot and they got overripe. And then she couldn't eat them, and that was my fault, and it caused a kerfuffle, and by kerfuffle I mean me getting drug. So
you let her drag
trauma
you don't
from
look like
those
Mo.
experiences, even after she and I separated, allegedly, I couldn't buy mangoes. I could not bring myself to purchase them. It caused a trauma response anytime I would see them in the store. Ahota and I haven't been together, I'm going to say like 15 years at this point, probably even longer than that. And I didn't start buying mangoes until last year. It took me all that time to know that it was safe for me to consume this fruit. This month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and some of us survive. Some of us don't. And that is just the hard truth of it all. And that's all I got.
Yeah, man, that's wild, man. Think about the what's it called? The traumatic response. Like, you just think of a damn mango at the store, it'll just bring you back to a place when you was getting drugged. Man, I'm telling you, bro, you gotta fight, dog. You gotta fight. You can't just lay down and let somebody whoop on you, man. I don't care who y'all. You gotta fight, bro. And it's wrong that she was putting her hands on you like that. But, bro, are y'all not fighting back? Man, I wish I would just sit up there and get swung on and not try to. Man, look, bro, I got the honey badger mentality, bro. I don't play that type of shit.
Lesbians have the highest rate of domestic violence out of all couples.
Wrong, no. So he's misquoting the stat there. The stat isn't that lesbians have the highest rate of domestic violence out of all couples. It's that 44% of lesbians have experienced some kind of domestic violence from an intimate partner over their lifetime. That doesn't say anything about who's committing the domestic violence. Plenty of lesbians date men before they start dating women. That's just what gay people do. So in order to find out who's committing the domestic violence, we need to dig deeper. So the stat that he's misquoting comes from the Intimate Partner Violence Survey that the CDC does every few years. This is from 2010. It was published in 2013, and it surveys like millions and millions of people in the US. So this is where the data will be. So if we go to key findings, we see that he's already wrong. Bisexual women had a significantly higher rate of IPV in their lifetime at 61.1%, compared with lesbian women at 43.8% and heterosexual women at 35%. But again, this doesn't tell us who's committing the violence. And the reason that that's important is because of this part of the clip.
Actually didn't know that, which makes you really wonder, like, who is the real problem? Women.
Yeah.
But if we look at the sex of the perpetrator, 97% of female victims report having only male perpetrators and only 2% had female perpetrators. But women are the
It seems like you just moved the goalpost a little bit, because we was talking about domestic violence. Do they consider RAPE domestic violence? Because if that's the case, I don't think that's what they're talking about. But it is strange that 43% of lesbians have been in domestic violence, but the women who haven't or doesn't identify as being lesbian haven't experienced that much domestic violence. Man, I think it's a safe assumption to assume that it's the female partners doing it to them. I think that's a safe assumption, man. If you'd have gave us some evidence saying that the women admitted that in their past relationships, when they weren't with women, they experienced domestic violence at the hands of a man. You didn't present that evidence. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all, I got to start my live soon. I'm going to holler at y'all on the next one.